First off, I'll admit that I've heard a lot of these deep web and dark web stories, and I've always called BS on them. However, a close friend of mine swore that she'd been to this place and that she'd seen some really messed up things. Some she would talk about, others she refused. She said some of the things that she'd seen would haunt her for the rest of her life. I should have just let it go at that, but I wanted to believe that what she was saying, she wasn't making it up, and that there was no such place. But I was the one that was wrong. You know the drill by now. I downloaded Tor, Onion, and found the hidden wiki. I'd been warned about some of these links and how they can trick you into some really crazy and messed up things. I clicked a few, and they were mostly meetups, escort requests, or drug deals. Needless to say, I was really starting to think that I was right, and that the deep web was just an easy way to make shady deals that couldn't be traced. It was lame, tame, and honestly, a little bit boring. I looked around for something remotely interesting until I found the link, the Night Watchmen. Okay, this could be interesting, I said. I was thinking it might be some guy telling creepy stories, or walking around a sleepy town at night or something. What greeted me was a flat black page with 3 videos blown up to cover the space, sitting side by side in a line. They were paused, and on each one of them was a picture of different people. The first one had a family of 4, mom, dad, and 2 little girls. The second one was a couple, with the female being very obviously pregnant. The third was one woman and her dog, a cute black lab with a white streak over his left eye. Before I could study them for too long, a voice came through. It was male, but slightly distorted, so I couldn't really hear what he sounded like. Here's what he said. "Good evening. Tonight, the Night Watchmen have brought you 3 unique households. Each of them lives different lives, believes different things, has different future plans." He stopped here and cleared his throat. For this next part, it sounded like he was smiling. "Watch each video and then choose one." I really didn't understand the point of the task, but honestly, my interest was piqued. I was curious about where this was going. I clicked the first video. There wasn't much to it. It showed the family in their home, skipping through moments of them watching TV, playing in the backyard, having supper, the parents putting the kids to bed, etc. It cut off there, thankfully. I was starting to feel like a weird creep. I was seeing a part of people's lives that weren't meant for anyone else to see. I reluctantly clicked the next video. I was transported into the home of a young couple getting ready to start a family. It skipped through them in the baby's room, hugging and looking excited. They ate salads at the kitchen table, went through mail, looked through baby books and magazines, watched a show on TV, and then went to bed. This one was so sweet, I couldn't help but smile at what I'd seen. However, I really didn't want to get involved in their personal moments. I'd gone through the others. I figured it was only right to watch the last one. This one was of a single woman living just with their dog. She was a bit of a slob and had the dishes piled up. The laundry was in the living room, the trash was overflowing, and it wasn't the most clean house I've seen. The other 2 had been pretty tidy. The family had some toys and laundry lying around, but other than that, the house was very clean. I wondered if there was a point to that, since it did show these aspects in the videos. Anyway, the woman seemed lonely. She watched a lot of TV, ate a half-gallon of ice cream, checked her cell phone every few minutes, played fetch with her dog, fed him, and then went to bed. This one ended rather quickly as well, so I waited to see what was next. The videos reset and went back to the stills of each other again. The voice came back and said, "Now that you've seen, which will you choose?" I sat there and watched, praying that someone else was here watching this too and would choose, but nothing happened for a few minutes. The videos disappeared, and another 3 videos began playing simultaneously. These turned my stomach. There were 3 tall men. I assumed they were men by the character I could catch. They each wore the same clothing: black shirt, pants, boots, and a black long trench coat that dangled around their ankles. To top it off, they each wore a large wide-brimmed black hat. "Have you decided? Which one will you choose?" The voice chimed in over the obviously live feed. "Death comes on swift wings for our ill-fated friends. You must choose one. That is how the game goes." He thought this was a game. I was horrified. Was I really supposed to choose who died here and who survived? It was ridiculous, so I went to close the page down. Calmly, the voice began again. "Before you close us down, you should know that if you do not choose one of the 3 shown here, you will be next." I was startled by his declaration, but figured he was just trying to scare me. "Anna," he said. My heart skipped a beat. He said my name, and now I was officially terrified. I just wanted this to stop. "Anna, dear sweet Anna, I know it's a difficult choice, but it must be made. Please, if you will, direct the Night Watchmen to their chore." The original videos came back up, and I knew that meant it was time for me to pick someone. Maybe it's just a horrible joke that some hacker and his friends like to play on deep web servers. I stated out loud. It was more to make me feel better than anything, even though my heart was still pounding. I looked at the people again. There was a family there. Children. I couldn't choose them. Then there was the expectant couple. I couldn't do this either. "Choose." The normally calm voice barked at me now. "Choose now." I jumped and looked at the last one. It was the lonely woman with a dog for a companion. She had the least to lose. She was alone without kids or a husband. It wasn't okay, but I quickly clicked her video. "Very well, so shall it be." The voice was calm and smooth again. The videos of the Night Watchmen came back up. "Night Watchmen, a choice has been made. You may attend to your work." I watched in horror as 2 of the watchmen began walking towards the houses in front of them. The 3rd one walked away from a house. I was confused. I chose the lonely woman, but the watchmen were walking away. He disappeared into the night, and the feed cut off. The other 2 videos grew bigger and took up the screen. "What's going on? What's going on?" was all I could say. The 2 watchmen that it showed effortlessly broke into the houses. I was biting my bottom lip so hard it bled. The feeds walked along with them as they each silently roamed through the houses. Both watchmen walked into each room, looking around gingerly. Then they made their way across the halls to every bedroom. The watchmen slowly walked down the halls, trying to decide which room to enter. I looked over to the other video reluctantly, and it was the same thing. As far as I could tell, they were entering the same houses that I was looking at in the videos. Once they opened the door, I decided to pull the plug on my computer. What had I just witnessed? What had I just done? My mouth felt dry. My head was spinning out of control. My heart felt like it might burst from my chest. After several hours, I decided to check my computer and hope that the nightmare I witnessed was gone. There was nothing. Days later, I was checking my email when I stopped and recoiled in horror. There was an email from the Night Watchmen. I finally opened it, and I really don't know why. Maybe I was hoping they would tell me I'd been punked or something, but instead, it was just a large few words on an otherwise white background. "Jenna thanks you for excluding her from a Night Watchman fate. We thank you for your choices too. We truly enjoyed our encounter with you. Come play again, anytime." Attached was a picture of the lonely woman walking her dog in the park, still looking down at her phone. I will never, ever access the deep web again.